Today's cursed image is brought to you in part by Banana Pizza. Today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to talk about something that I haven't really talked about before. I've talked about mobile games before, but I never really, I've always kind of expressed distaste towards them, sort of speak. A lot of the cases, mobile games are just not very much fun. A long time ago, like 3-4 years ago when my channel was still new, I did an entire vlog about my feelings about mobile games in general. So I kind of wanted to just kind of talk about this one specific mobile game, because it is my favorite mobile game, and it's in no way sponsored or anything like that, but I wanted to talk about Spellbinders because it is actually a really good mobile game. It has microtransactions in it, but these microtransactions aren't necessarily predatory in the sense that you can definitely progress through the game and play the full game without having to, worry about, this or that. You don't have to pay to win. You don't have to pay to play. The microtransactions are fine. For the most part, you're going to use them to get to coins, which you can use these coins to get stuff like, new cosmetics for your Titans and stuff like that. Now, I will say there is a way to get boosts and stuff like that. You can get like level up boosts, experience boosts and stuff like that with these coins and stuff, but I don't necessarily consider that, pay to win, especially since it's not necessary. These experience boosts don't really do a whole lot for you. Now, I will say the rank boosts do a lot more for you. At least they're a lot more noticeable. But anyway, the microtransactions, they're fine in this game. They don't really, they don't take anything away from the game. The only thing that takes away from the game, and I don't know why I'm going to start with all the negatives, but I feel like talking about the negatives first. But the only thing that takes away from this game is the fact that there is ads. Every single time you finish a game, there is an ad. Sometimes it's just a single image. Sometimes it's like a 30-second, introductory to this game or something else. Sometimes it's a 10-second ad making fun of your IQ. There's all kinds of different ads in this game that it plays, every single time you finish a match, and that is the one thing that kind of draws me away from it. But overall, the game is a lot of fun. I kind of wish I could get it like on PC and, get like a full, like more advanced version of it that has like more features and stuff like that. The game has a lot of potential, despite the fact that it's pretty old and it hasn't had too many updates, since its launch. Like since its launch, they've added a few Titans and stuff like that, but there's overall not a lot that they've added over the years. So there's probably not a huge future for this game or anything like that, but I would definitely love to see something where they just kind of add, like more to the game, maybe add a new game mode to it or something like that. I think there's a lot of like ways to tweak this game and make it even more enjoyable and stuff like that. So the actual game itself is a real-time strategy game, which is an RTS, real-time strategy game, where you summon Titans using mana to, or not, are the Titans? I don't remember what they're called. They're like little soldier dudes. You summon them out, and you summon them out on one of 3 lanes, and you send them out to your opponent. Your opponent is also doing the same thing, sending out, these creatures and stuff like that to attack your base. You can also cast spells using mana, of course. Again, these spells can do anything from freeze your opponent to slow down your opponent, deal damage to your opponent. And these canyons are another great feature to this game where, you can play for, getting your little soldiers, your little creatures or whatever into the enemy base over there. You can do that, or you can try to take over all 3 of these cannons. If you do that, then it charges up for like 3 seconds or whatever like that, and then it blasts your opponent for 10 damage. You deal 10 damage if you can take control of all these cannons and keep control of them for a few seconds. It's great in that sense because it allows for a lot more strategy. It allows for a lot more, thinking and stuff like that for the game. Instead of sending all your soldiers in the bottom row, which is a fast way to play, you can also try to send out these soldiers in the top 2 rows and stuff like that and try to take control of the cannons, because if your opponent takes, both cannons at the top and you only ever take the bottom one, there's a good chance you're going to lose because you're keeping your lanes open for one, and those cannons, even without, controlling them, they will still peck at the your enemy base every few seconds, just for 1 damage or 2 damage if you you have 2 cannons and stuff like that. There's so much to do in this game, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot to do in the game. I feel like there's a lot more that they can add to the game to make it more interesting and stuff like that. As you level up, you'll get new things like extra health, extra mana and stuff like that. Now, I will admit you have to use coins to upgrade that stuff. Like, the way it works is you get to a certain level, and then it gives you the option to upgrade your mana or your health or your mana boosts or your energy boosts, attacks, or whatever you want to call them, your power moves, and stuff like that. So that is a little bit iffy, you know, but it actually doesn't really affect the game too much. I can definitely see people like being like, oh man, I really want to get that health upgrade, but I don't have enough coins yet. And then I can see them, you know, buying the microtransaction to get more coins to do that. However, I don't really, it doesn't really prey on me very much, especially since you get plenty of coins playing the game, and there's plenty of other ways to get coins. I still feel like there should and could be other ways to play this game that could, you know, maybe earn you coins or runes or something else. Maybe you should be able to, you know, turn runes into coins or something like that. Maybe there should be some kind of trading system where you could be like, oh, I don't want this boost that I got for free. Can I trade it in for like 100 coins or something like that? You know, that would be pretty cool, you know, being able to do things like that. But there's, like I said, there's lots of ways to improve this game despite it being really old, and I really hope that, you know, I can find another game similar to this. I guess that's part of why I wanted to make this video, is because this is absolutely my favorite mobile game right now, but I can't find another game like it whatsoever on the App Store. So if you guys know another game similar to this, then let me know in the comments below, because for the longest time I've not had very much fun on mobile because there's not been anything to play on mobile. All these games on mobile are either just the same, you know, remake of another game that's existed forever with thousands of microtransactions on top of it, you know, ads all over the place that make it unplayable. This, you get to play around and you'll see an ad, which I will admit is pretty irritating, but at the same time it's fine, I guess. I think the gameplay makes up for it. Sometimes you just get a single image instead of a full ad, so I think it's okay. I kind of wish there would be a way to spend like $2.99 or something like that to remove all the ads. That would be great, I think. Honestly, this is a game that I could kind of see myself actually spending money on, but I would you know, love to see more improvements to this game. I would love to see like a you know, like a proper PvP thing where I can be like, oh, I'm gonna challenge you, and you just have like a friends list and you can challenge people, because that's another problem with the game, is that, you know, if my friend also plays this game, as far as I've been able to find, there isn't any kind of way to actually challenge that friend or even friend them in the first place, which is very unfortunate. You basically just have to play a shit ton of times in a row and hope that you end up seeing each other in the game somehow. I mean, that's the only other problem with it, is it doesn't have a proper PvP experience, because you can't really challenge specific players. So that, I think, is something that ultimately eventually is going to be something that kind of drags me away from the game. Something that, like, I can't challenge my friends, so you know, I'm you know, getting kind of tired of it. I wish I could challenge someone that I know, so I can have like a more specific type of challenge, because maybe I want to challenge my brother who knows me well enough to, you know, play against me in a, you know, very interesting way that I haven't seen before. Stuff like that. I really wish there was things like that in this game, but there's not. There's lots of ways to improve this game, like I said, but it's a very fun game, and it's the best mobile game I've been able to find, at least in recent memory. And it's something that, you know, is fun. It's a lot of fun to go in there. The matches don't last very long, but it's still a lot of fun to go in there and just, you know, match after match after match. It can get very addicting to just go into match after match after match. There's lots of other mechanics that I haven't gotten into yet. There's things called ancient ones, where you can, you know, select your ancient one or whatever like that, and it's like a more powerful version of your titans or creatures or whatever they're called, and they have a spell shield on them automatically, so they can't just be hit by spells and stuff like that, and they're really strong and powerful. They have like their own little gimmicks and stuff like that. Like there's a spider that will you know, shoot webs at enemies and stuff like that. There's one a scorpion that gives you mana with each hit. There's a Colossus, which is my favorite. It's got a shit ton of health. It's a little bit slow, but it's got a shit ton of health, and it does like a lot of siege damage when it gets through to the enemy base. So there's stuff like that. There's also these power-ups and stuff like that that you can do to, you know, boost up your mana mid-match, or you know, use like a super power mid-match or whatever to like hit multiple enemies or affect all the entire board at once. It's something that, you know, charges up over time, and once you're max level, you can get to like 3 of these per match. But overall, this game is a lot of fun. I highly encourage you to try it. The game is called Spellbinders. It's on the Apple Store. It's on the Google Play Store. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, I really find myself, you know, going to this game all the time, trying to see how, you know, fast I can climb the ranks. And the game can be both easy and challenging. It really depends on who you're going against. There's just be matches where it'd be like, okay, this person doesn't seem like they know what they're doing, and then you just kind of, you know, relax a little bit. You don't try as hard, and then you realize that, oh no, they do know what they're doing, and it can become a fun thing with that. Or you just find people that just, you know, are all serious and play their hardest, and it can be a lot of fun to actually, you know, have that challenge and stuff like that. But I hope to see you in the game someday, and yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the video. So do you know, like and subscribe and share and do all of those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.